As I consider the events in my life that have the most significance to me, I recognize an overarching theme. During a time in my youth, when I was just becoming aware of social issues, my literature class engaged in an in-depth study of the Holocaust. I was moved by how cruel people could be to those who are disadvantaged. Over time, I was obsessed with reading more books about this type of tragedy and other similar injustices. I gained a deep appreciation for the power of writing to help promote empathy for people who face discrimination. As a very young child, I was diagnosed with hyperlexia, a condition defined by having an exceptional focus on the printed word. There was a story my mother wrote related to my life called The Wingless Boy, which is a satirical look at how people view others with disabilities. We both made a promise that someday I would illustrate the book and we would publish it together. I was thus encouraged to publish my own stories about topics related to increasing acceptance and inclusion of those who face social stereotypes and persecution. Beginning in middle school and continuing into high school, I perfected a piece that explained what it was like to have autism. I presented it to parent groups, professionals, and attendees at local, state, and national conferences. I received first place recognition at the Butler Bulldog State Championship in the category of original oratory. It was commonly said that people who heard my 10-minute story learned more to understand and have compassion toward those with autism than what could be learned in hours of coursework on the topic. In the spring of 2016, I took a class called W203, Creative Writing. My professor's name was Carla Staus, and she championed my hopes and aspirations of becoming a writer. The first assignment I completed was the ironic story involving a teenage girl being mistaken for a Muslim because she was wearing a headscarf. It was based on a real-life incident near Indiana University in Bloomington, where a student was assaulted in a cafe for no reason, except for the assumption of her faith. Finding news stories that address social injustices furthered my passion for making a difference through writing stories. Soon, my intention to become a writer solidified. I believe that through the written story, we can change the course of mankind, one reader at a time. I am particularly hopeful that future generations can develop compassion for the ostracized and the mistreated. Children make up one group of readers who could be positively impacted with carefully written stories. Therefore, I dedicated my internship to spending time with children in the classrooms, listening to what they would like to talk about, picking out books that they would like, and gaining inspiration to write my own books. I see myself as a sensitive enthusiast for literature and a true believer in the power of the written word to move hearts and minds. Therefore, I will continue to dedicate my life to reducing social inequities through authoring stories of my own. Don't be surprised when you see my name on the cover of a book.